Hey everybody, it's Amanda, Tap Mom and Peg Brigade. Sorry my devotional's late today. I've been very ill. Had a setback with whatever this is I have. And so I didn't get a chance to pre-record today's devotion, so it's late. Please forgive me. But here is our devotion from Mornings with Jesus, Friday, January 14th. Our Bible verse as follows. Set a guard over your mouth. Lord, keep watch over the door of my lips. Psalms 141:3. And there's our story. I enjoy watching NBC's Today Show as part of my morning routine. One day I heard news anchor Craig Melvin share a story about riding the elevator at work with a colleague. After noticing the woman's round tummy, Melvin cheerfully asked, "So when are you due?" Much to his dismay, she looked at him and replied, "I'm not pregnant." Mortified by his gaffe, Melvin quickly exited the elevator at the next stop, and it wasn't even his floor. I chuckled at this story, but I could certainly relate. My mother often told me as a child, think before you speak. But I still fall short of always heeding that wise advice. How many times have I said something and immediately wished I could snatch it back, the words as soon as they left my mouth? An unkind comment about a colleague, a harsh criticism of my husband, complaints about my life, words that have hurt others and reflected badly on me as a Christian, and even worse, have not glorified God. James, the brother of Jesus, does not mince words when he talks about the power of the tongue. The tongue also is a fire, a world of evil among the parts of the body. It corrupts the whole body, sets the whole course of one's life on fire, and is itself set on fire by hell. James 3:6. Even King David asked the Lord to set a guard over his mouth. And as we see Psalm 141 verse 3, and like David, I ask Jesus every day to be the guard over my mouth too. Miranda Lumpkins Walls. That's who wrote that. Faith step. Do a quick thinking before you speak. Before you make a comment, ask yourself, is it true? Is it kind? Is it necessary? I think this kind of speaks to all of us. I think we've all been both the doer and the done in from such things. I know that there's been many times I wished I could have taken back things that I said. I'm sure there's a lot of things that if I went back in time and wished I could have took back before I was diagnosed and medicated for my bipolar disorder. Because you don't think when you have a mental illness, there's a lot of that speaking before you think thing. There's a lot of that, and I'm sure that I probably hurt a lot of people's feelings that I really didn't mean to, and I've spent a lot of time apologizing for stuff that I couldn't take back. And I've had a lot of people say things to me that they couldn't take back because the damage had been done. And so I think we as a society need to really think things twice, think before you speak, because you don't know that person's story. You don't know where that person's been, what journey that their life has taken them. Your words could be the last straw, could be the last straw. How many times has someone said something to the wrong person and violence erupts? we really need to be careful. Because you don't know, especially if it's to a stranger, a complete stranger. You don't know. You don't know what that person's been, where they've been, or what's going on in their mind. Just be careful. Don't criticize people that you don't know what they're about, you know? And and especially like service people in service, waitresses, things, cook, cashiers at the grocery store. You don't know what that person's life is like. Why make it any harder? Why nitpick over every little thing that they're doing? That makes no sense at all. Just let them do their job. And if you have to correct them for something, do it in kind. Say, hey, could you please do it this way? I prefer things done this way. Do you mind? Don't just jump on them like they're your little child that's done wrong. That's just not the way to do it. There's a right and a wrong way to get people to do what you want them to do. And you really need to, we really need to be more cautious of that. Stop just randomly hurting people's feelings and not having any consequences for it. Because trust me, somewhere down the line, someone has had consequences for something that someone has said, out of just, stupidity, just not thinking before we speak. So I say this out of experience and out of my own personal experience. So anyway, this is the devotional for today. However late, this is it. So think before you speak. I love you all. Please don't hesitate to put your prayer request in the comments. If you find that you like these devotionals, please subscribe. Please like. Please share if you feel the need to share. I'll be happy to have you do that. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye now.